Have you ever felt like you're running a race but the finish line keeps moving? No matter how fast you go or how hard you try, it always seems just out of reach. You push yourself, hoping that this time, you'll finally get there, but the goalpost shifts again, leaving you breathless and frustrated. You do everything right, following every rule, checking every box, but something invisible holds you back. It's as if there's a force you can't see, quietly working against you, no matter how prepared or determined you are. It's like walking into a strong, unseen wind. Every step is harder than it should be. The harder you push, the more resistance you feel, and sometimes, it feels like you're moving in slow motion while the world rushes past. These aren't just random setbacks or bad luck. They're patterns that repeat, obstacles that seem to appear out of nowhere, blocking your path again and again. They're real, powerful barriers that so many of us face, making progress feel impossible. These walls are built from rules, systems, and attitudes that are often invisible but deeply felt. You might be searching for a job, a safe home, or just basic help. But at every turn, you hit a wall. Not of bricks, but of delays, confusion, and silence. The answers you need are hidden behind endless forms, closed doors, and unanswered emails. These obstacles make you question your abilities and your worth. You start to wonder if you're the problem, if you're not good enough, or if you're simply unlucky. They're designed to wear you down, to keep you in place. The waiting, the uncertainty, the endless hoops to jump through, it all adds up, draining your energy and hope. These forces work quietly, maintaining the status quo and activating whenever you try to move forward. They're not always obvious, but they're always there, making sure things stay just as they are. It's exhausting, and it can feel isolating. The weight of these invisible walls can make you feel like you're the only one struggling, even when you're surrounded by others. But you're not alone, and what you're feeling is real. Many people face these same barriers, even if they don't always talk about them. The first step to breaking these walls is seeing them for what they are. Recognizing that these barriers are not your fault is the beginning of finding your way through. The problem isn't you, it's the wall. And once you see it clearly, you can start to find cracks, to look for ways around or through it. And every wall, no matter how strong, can be broken through. With awareness, support, and persistence, you can find your way to the other side. What creates these invisible walls? Why do we sometimes feel like we're running into obstacles that aren't written down anywhere, but are just as real as a locked door? Often, it's what I call a human firewall, a person who stands between you and your goal, not with malice, but with rigid adherence to rules or procedures. Like a computer firewall, a human firewall blocks your access to what you need: information, help, or opportunity. They don't always say no outright, but their actions make it nearly impossible to move forward. They might seem helpful on the surface, offering guidance or instructions, but their actions create delays and confusion that stop your progress. You're left wondering if you did something wrong, or if the process is just broken. Imagine applying for a loan. Your paperwork is always missing, requirements keep changing, and you're forced to start over. Each time you think you're close, another hurdle appears and your frustration grows. These firewalls exist everywhere, at schools, at work, even in your community. No matter where you go, you'll find people who act as barriers, whether intentionally or not. They control your access to resources, acting as gatekeepers. Sometimes they're the first and only point of contact, making their influence even stronger. Their actions seem reasonable. They claim to follow policy, but really, they use the system to block you. It's not about helping you succeed, but about making sure you don't break the rules, even if those rules are open to interpretation. The system becomes their weapon. Instead of using it to help, they wield it to keep you out, shutting down your options with a single word or stamp. They interpret rules in the strictest way, building a wall of procedure that's impossible to climb. Every form, every signature, every step becomes another brick in that wall. The result? You're stuck, not because of the rules themselves, but because of how they're enforced. It's discouraging, and it can make you want to give up. Human firewalls are the hidden hands keeping you from moving forward. They're not always visible, but their impact is felt every day. Recognizing them is the first step to getting past them. Once you see the pattern, you can start to find ways around these barriers and reclaim your progress. It's tempting to blame one unhelpful person, to focus your frustration on the face in front of you. Maybe it's the colleague who never returns your emails, or the customer service rep who seems to go out of their way to say no. But the problem runs much deeper than a single individual. What you're really up against is a web of obstacles, all woven together by the system itself. Human firewalls are just one part of a much larger structure, what we call systemic resistance. It's a network of policies, habits, and unwritten rules that quietly block progress. This means the system itself is built to slow down or reject certain people or ideas, often without anyone even noticing it's happening. New ideas get buried in endless meetings and reviews, protecting the old way of doing things. Innovation is quietly suffocated under layers of bureaucracy. The process is designed to exhaust you until you give up, draining your energy and enthusiasm until you start to question whether it's even worth trying. Human firewalls simply enforce these unwritten rules, acting as gatekeepers who maintain the status quo, whether they realize it or not. Fighting one person feels possible, but fighting an entire system feels overwhelming. It's like pushing against a wall that keeps rebuilding itself. Rules change, people disappear, and progress is erased by new hurdles. Every step forward is met with 2 steps back. Systems protect themselves by making change nearly impossible, creating barriers that are hard to see but even harder to overcome. They appear fair on the surface, with mission statements about equality and progress, but their actions often tell another story entirely. This is institutional gaslighting, making you question your reality, your abilities, and even your worth. The system says it wants to help, but its processes do the opposite, creating confusion and frustration at every turn. You start to wonder if the problem is you, not the system. Doubt creeps in, and you question your own judgment. But it's not you. It's the structure designed to keep you stuck, a system built to protect itself at your expense. Sometimes resistance goes beyond frustration. It feels personal and relentless. This is where organized stalking and community harassment come in. It's not just one system or person, but a network working together to isolate and intimidate you. Imagine moving to a new neighborhood and suddenly feeling watched. Your mail missing, rumors spreading. These are tactics of psychological warfare, designed to make you anxious and unsafe. Each action is small, but together, they create constant stress and fear. The obstruction follows you everywhere, disrupting your entire life. Technology might be used to monitor you, or disinformation spread online. Friends and colleagues may be turned against you, isolating you further. It's a campaign to destroy your reputation and peace. Victims are often disbelieved, making the isolation worse. This is gaslighting on a massive scale. You know what's happening, but the world tells you it's all in your head. The result is anxiety, depression, and a daily struggle for survival. To fight back, we need language to describe these forces. Systemic resistance, when the whole system pushes back against change, making progress feel impossible. Procedural sabotage, using rules and policies as weapons to create delays and confusion. Institutional gaslighting, when organizations say one thing but do another, making you doubt your reality. Obstruction networks, when multiple people or groups work together to block you. They create information choke points, deny access, and filter opportunities away from you. These terms help you see the pattern. It's not personal failure, but a strategy used against you. Naming these tactics takes away their power to hide. Once you can name them, you can fight them. Knowledge is your first weapon. These forces combine to create a nearly unbreakable cage. Systemic resistance sets the culture of no, giving individuals permission to obstruct. Imagine seeking disability accommodations at work. The culture discourages help, HR buries you in paperwork, and guidance is withheld. This is procedural sabotage and information choke points in action. As time drags on, you feel the psychological toll. Emails about inclusion ring hollow as support is denied. Institutional gaslighting makes you question your sanity. Soon, colleagues avoid you, and an obstruction network forms. The goal is to make you give up through exhaustion and frustration. They don't need to fire you, just make life so hard you walk away. It's control through exhaustion, not confrontation. Recognizing this pattern is the first step to breaking free. These invisible forces are everywhere, often unnoticed. In meetings, your ideas are ignored or endlessly postponed, opportunity filtering in action. With agencies, you're bounced between departments, given conflicting answers, and left frustrated. Procedural sabotage. Lost documents and endless forms aren't just inefficiency, they're control. In social circles, subtle exclusion or gossip can isolate you, another form of obstruction. The key is to spot patterns: repeated lost documents, multiple unhelpful people, or constant delays. Trust your intuition when you sense you're being slowed down on purpose. One accident is random. A pattern is a warning. Recognizing these signs is your internal alarm. Don't ignore it. If you feel trapped by invisible forces, know this: what you're experiencing is real. You're not failing, you're being blocked. Realizing this shifts you from frustration to clarity. Start documenting everything: calls, emails, conversations. Detailed records expose patterns and turn invisible barriers into visible evidence. This isn't just for legal action, it's about arming yourself with truth. When faced with gaslighting, your records help you stand firm. Most importantly, find others who face the same walls. Share stories, build a support network, and break the spell of isolation. Together, you validate each other's experiences and share strategies. You're not alone. There's strength in numbers. Support networks are your best defense. Knowing you're not alone fuels your resilience. Breaking through invisible walls is a journey, not a single event. It starts with self-validation, knowing your feelings are real and you deserve better. This is the foundation for your new path. Your strength comes from within. No system can extinguish it. With clarity, you'll spot human firewalls and procedural sabotage before they stop you. Sometimes, breaking through means finding a new path, leaving toxic environments for places that value you. Don't waste energy trying to change those determined to block you. Focus on what you can control: your actions, choices, and mindset. Build your skills, nurture your support network, and create your own opportunities. Sometimes, the best way to break a wall is to walk around it and build your own world. Hold on to hope. The fact that you're pushing for better shows your power. The walls can and will crumble when you know your worth. Keep moving forward. Your breakthrough is coming.